welcome back to my channel. It's me, Danielle. I am so excited to be filming this video, you guys. I know that it's been a minute. I have a lot of exciting news to share with you guys, so I thought I would do a chit chat, get ready with me so I can kind of explain what's going on in my life and these big updates and just get ready for the day. So this is what the final look is, and I hope you guys like it, and I hope you stick around because I moved to Mexico, baby. I am in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and I'm gonna explain and talk to you guys about that in this video. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let's get into it. All right, so you guys are gonna kind of have to bear with me because we are still getting settled and I don't really have like a vanity yet. I literally have the camera set up on top of my suitcase on top of like a little dresser, so we are making it work. I wanted to do something like kind of simple, and this is kind of like a little update from my everyday makeup because I did film that so long ago and I have changed a lot in my routine. So let's jump right into it. I already did like all of my skincare, so I'm just gonna start with some primer. Please excuse me if I don't talk through all the steps that I'm doing, just because I am doing like a chit chat, get ready with me. I'm probably going to be talking more just about what's going on in life right now and not necessarily about the makeup. So if you guys ever want like a more in-depth tutorial with this look, let me know and I can do that as well. Okay, so we should talk about Mexico. Okay, so literally we moved to Playa del Carmen, which anyone that is not familiar, that is it's about an hour south of Cancun on the Yucatan Peninsula. So we are like out in the middle of like the Gulf of Mexico basically, and I'm just so excited. Like, I can't believe that this is real. Like, it still hasn't quite hit me yet that, you know, we live here. We've been spending a lot of time over the past year and a half, 2 years traveling back and forth from Wisconsin to Mexico. My boyfriend's dad lives in Mexico, and so we travel here multiple times a year to visit him, to you know, see him, to spend time here, and we just love Mexico in general. Just in this last year we've been here 5 times, so you can imagine we've been spending a lot of money and investing a lot in traveling back and forth. So it just makes sense to this is where we should be, you know. We've always kind of talked about leaving Wisconsin, or at least the area that we lived in Wisconsin. We lived in a very small town, really close to where we both grew up, and it just wasn't the right place for us. We never felt like we fit in there. We never felt like we wanted to stay there for our whole lives. I definitely didn't want my daughter to go to school there. And no offense to anyone that still lives there or anything like that, or has their children go to school there like that. They have good school systems for sure. You know, I learned a lot in school there, but there just is a lot, it's a very conservative area, and there is a lot of underlying racism there, and stuff that I experienced growing up there and that my boyfriend experienced as well growing up there. And it has gotten a lot better since we were younger, but it's still not great, and I just don't want my daughter to be subject to that. Both of us have wanted to move away from Wisconsin since we were young, like since we were probably like 10 years old. We always knew that we didn't want to live in Wisconsin, and funny enough, my boyfriend and I both lived in Los Angeles for a portion of time. I went to college there, and then he did like an internship there for his college as well. So we both got out when we were really young of Wisconsin, but then ended up having to come back, and then we had our child so young that we stayed there to be around our family because both of our families are from Wisconsin and are in Wisconsin. So I think that, you know, circumstances kept us there longer than we intended to be there, and that's completely fine. But I think now it was the point where we were like, okay, we need to get out, we don't want to be here anymore, and our daughter's going to be starting school soon, and we want to be settled somewhere before she starts school. I mean, and she's still young. I know I overthink everything, so automatically my brain is like, oh, I don't want her to meet friends, even though she's only going to be in like pre-K, but still. About 2 years ago, in 2019, we went to Puerto Rico for the first time, and we thought originally that Puerto Rico would be the place that we settled. You know, Puerto Rico is still a territory of the United States, so it's a lot easier to move there than it is to move here. And I have family that's in Puerto Rico as well. So this brush is like the best foundation brush, but it keeps shedding because I've had it for so long that I literally like keep pulling these little like hairs off my face, so please excuse that. Anyways, back to the story. So we thought that Puerto Rico would be the place for us, and we really loved it when we were there. We had so much fun and just exploring and seeing the different areas of Puerto Rico, and we went for Thanksgiving in 2019. So literally like 2 years ago to this time, you know, around this time 2 years ago, we were in Puerto Rico. And yeah, we loved it, and Puerto Rico is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful island. So that was kind of our plan from there forward. We were thinking, okay, how do we get to Puerto Rico? How do we make this plan work? How do we move there? You know, kind of planning to move to PR. So from that moment forward, and keep in mind we were only there for a week, so we only spent really a week there. Neither one of us had been there prior to that experience. So we spent a week there in 2019, and we pretty much fell in love. And Puerto Rico is a beautiful place. I still love it. It still holds like a really special place in my heart, especially since I do have family there that I didn't really grow up with, so I want to visit there more often to still like get to know them and spend more time with them. But that's a story for another day. So from that point forward, we were planning, okay, how do we move to Puerto Rico? What do we need to do to move there? We need to have X amount of money saved so we can pay for the cost of moving there, pay for a new apartment, pay for, you know, all of this stuff. So yeah, that was our plan moving forward. And we began to plan stuff out, looking at places, and then this year, 2021, we really decided like, okay, we're gonna go like full throttle to Puerto Rico. We started looking at houses to buy there, to purchase. We were looking at houses. I was working with a few different real estate agents in Puerto Rico, a few different banks to see what we could get financed for. And Michael and I decided that it would be best if we went to Puerto Rico and physically spent 2 weeks to 4 weeks there. So that we could see what our options were and look at houses to rent and to buy, because we were kind of rushing into buying a home a little bit prematurely, I think, after we like spent more time researching, and neither one of us have ever bought a home. So we were kind of looking into it a little bit more and just seeing, you know, what we needed to do, what our credit scores needed to be, how much we needed to have down, yada 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 yada. So all of that information. And so we were like, okay, well, let's look at houses to rent, because there's a lot of houses in Puerto Rico to buy that are beautiful in great neighborhoods for a decent price. And we got really excited about that, but then we were like, are we really ready to buy a home? Like, we haven't ever lived in Puerto Rico before. Like, what if we don't like it? So then we were like, okay, maybe we shouldn't buy a home. Maybe we should just look to rent. So we went there in October of this year, of 2021. And we spent 2 weeks there. Initially, we were planning on spending like 3 or 4 weeks there, but we ended up cutting it a little bit short and only spending 2 weeks there. And we had fun, don't get me wrong, we had a blast. It was an amazing time, but the feeling that we had when we were there versus the feeling we had the first time we went there was just a little bit different. It didn't feel like this is where we should be. And I always feel like when you know something, like when you feel it, like you know, like we had that intuition that like this, although we love Puerto Rico and it's a beautiful island and we have so much fun there, it just doesn't feel like this is where we need to be right now. You know what I mean? Like it didn't feel right. And I was like, this just doesn't feel right. And our daughter was struggling a lot. She was not, she was like acting out a lot. She wasn't listening. She didn't want to be there. She kept saying, I want to go home, I want to go home, I don't want to be here, like all of that. And so obviously we took that into consideration, and we were like, maybe this isn't the right place to be. Maybe, you know, maybe it's not for us like we thought it was. You know, the first time we were there, Joelle was little, like she had just turned 2. She wasn't like as vocal as she is now, and she didn't have like really her own thoughts and opinions the way that she does now. So last time we were there, you know, she was having fun, we were on vacation, and this time it was different, and I could tell that she wasn't having fun. The only time she had fun was when we were at the beach, which, I mean, what little kid isn't gonna have fun when you're at the beach? So it was just different. We didn't feel the same way that we felt about it initially. So Michael and I had a lot of long conversations about it, and I was really disappointed because for so long I had been planning. For the past 2 years I had been planning, okay, we're gonna move to Puerto Rico, like we're gonna do this, like, you know, we're gonna find a house there, I looked at schools for her, I looked at schools for Joelle, we went and toured a school, like I had all of this information like ready to go, and I was like, this is what our plan is going to be, this is where we're going to live, this is what we're going to do, you know, like I was looking at jobs for myself there, you know, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, I was really disappointed, and I didn't want to let like my family members down that lived there, that, you know, we had told, oh, we're going to move here. So I was disappointed, but I realized like if it's not best for our family, like we can't do it, you know what I mean? Like I can't be making this move for other people. Like it has to be for ourselves, it has to be what's best for our family, and it has to be right for our daughter especially. Michael and I took Puerto Rico off the table. That's why we ended up going home a little bit earlier than we had anticipated, just because aside from that we had issues with our rental car and we just weren't trying to deal with all of that, even though we were having fun being with my family, doing things, going places, you know, but we had like serious stuff to get done and take care of. So we were like, okay, we need to go. So we went back home, and previous to us going to Puerto Rico, we went to Mexico in August. So in August of 2021 we went to Mexico, we went to Playa del Carmen, and this was our first time coming to Playa, and we had that same feeling here that we had the first time we went to Puerto Rico, like that feeling of like, oh my gosh, like this is home, like this is where we should be, you know what I mean? And so we had that feeling, but me, the overthinker, I was like, no, like Puerto Rico is what we had our mindset on, we need to go to Puerto Rico, we can't come here, like, you know, I'm not very good with go with the flow. I'm not a go with the flow person. I try to be, but I'm not. I'm like a very like So so yeah, so I was like, no, like we can't come to Playa, like that's so much harder because, you know, we have to do like go through the residency and all of that and try to figure out all of that information, and then like on top of it, like, yeah, so I was like, no, Mexico's not for us, we're going to Puerto Rico and that's it. So then when we were in Puerto Rico and we were like not having that feeling, I was like, shoot, like what am I doing? Like why was I so close-minded to Playa? Like why did I like turn Michael down? Because Michael and I went out on a date when we were here last time in August, and he was like, we were sitting there and he was like, I really love it here, like I really love it here, I really think that, you know, this is where we could be, like this is where we could like where we could thrive, and like where we could do better for Joelle, where we could do better for ourselves. And I was like, no, like what are you talking about? I mean, I told him, I was like, yeah, I love it here too, but like let's just focus on Puerto Rico, you know what I mean? Like we've been focusing on PR, like that's been our dream for 2 years, like let's follow through with that, and if we don't like that, then okay, maybe I'll consider Playa, like I'll consider it if we don't like Puerto Rico. So then after we got back from Puerto Rico, he was like, I really think like Playa is the move, like we need to go to Playa, like I really think that's where we should be, and then I can spend more time with my dad. And Michael's mom was planning on relocating to Mexico anyways, so he was like, I can spend more time with my dad and my mom will be there, and my mom can help us with Joelle, like if we're in Mexico, like she'll be there to help us as well. We've been to Mexico so many times, like majority of the money that we spend is on going to Mexico, so why don't we just live in Mexico? And I was like, you know what, you're probably right, like you know what I mean, like you're probably right. I'm just like, I was just so focused on PR that I didn't want to see anything else, and I didn't want to like disappoint anyone, you know what I mean? And Mexico is like a whole other country, like at least Puerto Rico, like people can travel there without having to get a passport and yada yada. So I was like, okay, you're right, like let's try Playa, let's see what we can find there and see what we can get. Literally we got back from Puerto Rico on October 17th, and then I went to New York to help my younger sister move to New York. So I left on October 27th, I think it was, to go help my younger sister move to New York. So I helped her move cross country. Then I got back on October 30th. We celebrated Halloween, and then Michael left November 1st. So it was literally like coming and going, coming and going. Like the whole past couple months have been literally crazy. So Michael left November 1st to come here to Playa to look at places for his dad. He went with his brother, and they were just here looking at places, and I would send him a few places that I saw that I thought would be good for us, and he was looking at places for us as well. So mind you, we have our apartment in Wisconsin, and we had a lease on our apartment until January. So I was thinking, okay, we will move to Playa when our lease is up in January. And Michael was looking around or whatever, and he just found like this beautiful home that I'm sitting in now. It is stunning. I want to do like a home tour so you guys can see, but it's still a little bit of a mess because we're still getting stuff moved in. But it is literally stunning. It's 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and it is 3 stories, literally 3 stories. So the first story is like the living room, kitchen, dining room, bathroom. Second story, there's 2 bedrooms, each with their own bathroom, and then another living room on the second story. And then the third story is this area that I'm in right now. It's like a master suite. So it just has like the master bedroom, 2 balconies, walk-in closet, bathroom, everything up here. So we were like, oh my gosh, like this is perfect for us. It has a little backyard, which anyone that doesn't know, we have a little dog. We have a Morkie. It's a Maltese mixed with a Yorkie. She's super cute. Her name is Beauty. And we didn't have a backyard at our place in Wisconsin because we lived in an apartment. So he was like, it has a little backyard, which is perfect. We have a little dog. We don't need a huge backyard. It has a swimming pool. It has a playground. Like it is perfect for what we need for us. And his parents were here, and they were looking at it too, and they were like, this is literally like, they're talking about it, and they're like, Danielle, this is perfect for you guys. Like it literally is everything that you guys said that you were looking for. This here, this house, full house, 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, with a pool, with a playground, in a gated community, 24-hour security gated community, is the same as what we paid for our apartment in Wisconsin. So we have like this literal full-on house, like dream house. It's beautiful, and it was the same, around the same price. It's a little bit more, like $100 more a month. Like it's insane, like just the value of what you can get for your money here. And so yeah, Michael, he was on FaceTime with me, and he was like, Danielle, like I think this is it. I think this is perfect for us. Like I really love it, and my family loves it, and I think that we should get it. Like I think we should get it now. And I was like, now? Like now? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna apply tomorrow. And I was like, okay, like if you say this is it, if you say it's perfect, I trust you, and like go apply. So the next day he went and applied. This is like November 3rd. He's applying for this house, okay? And then he's coming back on Thursday, so he's coming back on the 4th. And he was like, okay, I went and applied, and I had to put down a security deposit, and because they needed to know like we were serious. So we put down a security deposit and applied for it. He said, they told us we'll know by Monday if we get it or not. So let's just start getting rid of our stuff. Let's start preparing, because I really feel like we're gonna get this house, and I really feel like it's gonna work out, and I wanna be ready. So I was like, okay, all right, let's do this. Oh, freaking out a little bit, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a go with the flow kind of person. I like to plan. I like to have everything, you know, mapped out and set, so I have like a timeline of when things need to be done by. So by this time, it's like November 6th or 7th, something like that, within the first week of November. And he was like, okay, I was talking with the landlord today, and they said that we'll know by Friday. So instead of telling us by Monday, they're gonna tell us by Friday. And I was like, okay. And then we got the text that we got the house. And so we got the house, and we were so excited. Like I was really excited. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like I never thought that, you know, we would have a home like this. Like where Michael and I started compared to where we are now, it's like night and day. And that's what makes me like so happy, and I'm so proud, because we literally started living in one room at his mom's house with our baby, like the three of us in one room at his mom's house. Like we had no money. Like I was working 2 jobs while I was pregnant. Michael was working 3rd shift being a security guard, and like we were like struggling to get by. And like now where we are, like living in this beautiful home in paradise, like it's just crazy to me. Like I'm so proud of where we have come, like how far we've come and where we are now. So okay, I gotta stop on that track, so I'm gonna get emotional, and I just finished doing my face, so I don't want to start getting like tear streaks down here. Okay, I'm gonna move on to my eyes now, so I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a little bit closer, and then we can continue on the story. Okay, zoomed in even a little bit closer. I'm sorry if the lighting changes here, guys. I don't have any of like my studio lights anymore because I had to get rid of them, so I'm literally just sitting in front of the window in my bedroom using the sunlight, so hopefully it looks okay. I didn't get rid of all my makeup. I gave a lot of it away. I gave my sister literally like a bucket full of makeup. I gave my cousin some. I gave Michael's aunt some. And then some other ones, like my makeup kit that I use for like freelance, I'm keeping it at my mom's house in Wisconsin, and I'm gonna eventually bring it here because I couldn't get myself to like get rid of everything. Like, girl, you don't know how much makeup I had. Like literally like big totes. I had so much makeup. Like sometimes it's like I don't realize how much makeup I had, and then when I was going through it, I was like, I can't get rid of all this. I can't do it. So my mom is keeping some of it at her house for me. Thank you, Mom. Shout out to you. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna be using this eyeshadow palette. It's a Ciate I Am Woman, What's Your Superpower palette. I love this palette, and I keep having that TikTok song stuck in my head, you know, the I am woman, da, 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 that one. So I was like, this is fitting. Let's use this palette, and it's gorgeous, literally stunning, and it has like the names of the shades are all like powerful women, so I love it. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna keep going on the story, and I'll just like do my eye makeup while I'm speaking. So we got confirmed that we got the house, and we were both like so excited and so ecstatic, and I was also like, oh my god, like we're gonna be moving to Mexico, like this is crazy. And so I had been looking into like all of the immigration information and like stuff that we needed to do and everything to actually like relocate here. So for anyone that doesn't know or has never been to Mexico, basically when you get here, you go through immigration and they ask you like, what's your reason for being here? How long are you gonna be here? Where are you staying? You have to give all of that information. So usually when we're here on vacation or whatnot, you go through, you have to write down like the name of your resort that you're staying at, how many days you're staying. So you do all of that, and they write down on your immigration card, they give you a little card that you keep in your passport that you cannot lose. If you lose it, you cannot leave. They give you, like they write down how many days you're allowed to stay here. So technically, any American that wants to come here can be allotted up to 180 days to stay here on a tourist visa without having to become a resident or having to do any of that information. So our plan was to come here on a tourist visa and then to apply for residency. So we can apply for a temporary residency, which will extend our tourist visa for up to a year, and then at the end of that year we're allowed to renew it up to 4 times so that we can stay as a temporary resident for up to 4 years. And at the end of that 4 years, if we decide that we want to be permanent residents, we can apply for permanent residency. We decided that's what we would do. That would be the best option for us. So we decided, let's go for it. Let's do it. We'll go there on a tourist visa and we'll apply for a temporary residency while we're here, because we'll have some extra time. We have up to 6 months to have it granted. So let's do it. Let's go for it. There's no better time than now. And if we don't like it, after the 6 months or after a year, we'll go back home. So we did it. We are here. We are living. We are trying to, you know, make a life here. after we got approved here, they wanted us to move like right away. Like they wanted us to be here before December 1st, literally. And it was like we had like a week. We literally had a week, I think it was a week and a half maybe, to get all of our stuff like taken care of and to move here. So we left Wisconsin on November 16th, and here we are in Mexico, in Playa del Carmen, in our beautiful home, living our life. And like I said, we've been here for about a week now. Tomorrow it will be a week, and it's still so surreal to me. Like I still don't feel like it's my real life. Like I never thought, like if you would have asked Danielle of like 5 years ago if she'd be living in Mexico, she'd be like, no, I'm never gonna live in Mexico. What are you talking about? Even like me, like 2 years ago, a year ago, I would have been like, no, I'm not gonna live in Mexico. Like nothing wrong. I love Mexico. Mexico is beautiful. I loved coming here on vacation over the past like 3-4 years. Like I love it, but I just never thought I'd be living here. And now like that I am, it's insane. Like I can't believe it. It's so surreal. Like we're literally in paradise, like in paradise. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of my boyfriend for, you know, all the hard work that he's done with his business to like get us to this point where we're able to do something like this. And yeah, I'm just happy, and I'm grateful for the opportunities that we have to live here. So yeah, I definitely am going to be doing more YouTube videos. I know I say this all the time, but I swear to God, I swear I'm going to be. And trying to, you know, make the best of this opportunity, because we are living in such a beautiful place, and I want to be able to show you guys around, show you different adventures that we go on and everything like that. Okay guys, sorry, I had to finish the rest of my makeup off camera because 1, my battery died, and 2, my daughter decided to take it upon herself to put hot pink eyeshadow all over her entire face. So I had to clean her up. Do it. Where's my little strawberry?
You see that I'm pink.
Yeah, you are pink for sure. And I had to clean her up and get that whole thing situated because she also had all of her hands, and she was touching the white walls in our house and getting pink fingerprints all over the white walls. So sorry about that. I took about an hour break and finished the rest of my makeup off of camera. I was pretty much done with the story. It pretty much ended the last video that I filmed. To wrap it all up, we are now in Playa del Carmen. We are happy, we are excited to be starting this new adventure together and to be moving forward. I especially was in a rut creative wise, and that's why I didn't really film any other YouTube videos. It's kind of hard when you feel like you're stuck in a place to get out of that like feeling and trying to like pull out some creativity from yourself when you feel like you're just kind of stuck in this like this limbo that we were in, being in Wisconsin and all of that. I just want to say thank you to all of our friends and our family that have supported us and have helped us get here, especially because it was so quickly that we had to literally move out of our apartment there and move here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate it. I definitely have a lot more coming. I know I always say this and I don't follow through, but I promise I will follow through this time. Even just being here for a week, I already feel like so much more refreshed, lighter, happier. Like I'm really excited to be on this journey with everyone, be on this journey with myself and my family, and share it with you guys. So yeah, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys very soon. Like and subscribe, click the bell notification. Thank you again for watching, and I'm so excited to be in Playa. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. Okay, I gotta go because my dog's losing her damn mind.